What's up, everybody? It's your host and your boy Don Mohsin here, welcoming you to Flashy Knowledge, the podcast, my informal talk around entrepreneurship, business life, and everything in between. So, welcome to yet another episode. Today's episode, I'm calling it Things Stopping Your Success. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is it's still kind of early in 2020. You know, we're all still fired up about our New Year's resolutions, and we want this year to, to be our year, and we all have all these grandiose ideas, and we have our vision for the year, and we're all fired up at the beginning, and obviously statistics support this. What we find is that our influence and our motivation dies down, and we just kind of lose track of things, and we just kind of go back into old habits and old thoughts and just go backwards. So I wanted to put this front and center because it will help you understand what may be stopping your success or stopping you from achieving your goals, and put a little bit more focus on it so you're able to proactively kind of diminish them or remove these obstacles from your life. And actually almost all of these I've experienced, so I'm very confident that they are indeed things stopping your success because I've seen them stop mine. And I'm sure you can do your research. All of these are things that entrepreneurs, people in the business world, people trying to do big things in this life, they've all experienced all of these in some way, shape, or form. So these are definitely backed by not only my experience, but experiences of almost everyone out there, maybe even yourself. So let's talk about these today so you can put them front and center and figure out, are you experiencing any of these, and, try to diminish them and try to cut them out of your life, all right? So I got a list of 5 things I came up with that are stopping your success. I don't know if any of these are in any particular order. I really think it depends on the person, your situation, what you've been through, your mindset. So I wouldn't put one above the other. I'm sure some of you will disagree, which is perfectly fine. But for now, I'll just read them out, and then you can figure out which one applies more in your life. So the first thing I wrote down was fear. I experience fear. I'm sure you experience fear. I think everyone has experienced fear at some point in time, and while they overcome things, they still may experience fear in other areas. So it's always kind of around us, no matter what we try to do. I think some people are better at managing it than others, but I truly think that something stops your success, and it's definitely something that stopped mine. It's the fear of it could be fear of anything, fear of the unknown, fear that you'll fail, fear that you don't know what you're doing, fear that you'll be laughed at, fear that you'll, be mocked, fear that you won't rise to expectations. There's so many things that we could label here. And I really think a lot of us don't move forward with the things we want to do because of fear. And again, I'm a perfect testament to that. I was scared a lot about, starting my own company. What will it be like? Will I actually make it? Will it fail? Will people laugh at me? Will I have to, tuck my tail between my legs and run? What will people think if I don't make it? What if I do make it, but it's, it's like a, pathetic income, or, there's so many different things. What if my staff doesn't believe in me? I could go on and on. But anyway, we tend to think about fear in so many different ways, and anytime we're trying to do something new or something different, it's almost like it's our mind trying to protect us. Our mind wants us to stay safe, follow the status quo, and have that equilibrium in your life. So when you try to do something different, your brain comes up with all these thoughts and ideas of, oh my god, like this could happen, that could happen, this might not happen. And it stops a lot of us from doing the things that we want to do or things that we need to do. And I definitely haven't made a lot of decisions because I was fearful. And, honestly, that continues to this day. I'm doing a little bit better at managing it. I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive and kind of challenge that thought process. But, I'm not 100% over it either. But I do know that it definitely slows me down. And it's been definitely an obstacle that I've been trying to fight. So if you're experiencing fear, you have to, whatever you're fearful of, you got to take it head on. And it doesn't have to be like something massive or life altering, although that's great if you can, but start small and start tackling that fear, or start not letting fear drive everything you do. Take a couple risks in life that you can afford, and you'll find that at the end of the day you didn't have anything to fear. I was worried about starting a company and what it would be like, and I had no experience in that, and I started the company, and things kind of started flowing and how to put things together, and I learned the stuff I didn't know. I'm by no means a perfect business owner or anything like that, but a lot of the fears that I had initially, they're gone now because I went through it and I realized there was actually nothing to fear about certain things. So just know that you can overcome your fears. Just take that challenge head on, and whatever you think is going to happen usually doesn't. And since it usually doesn't, and it's just kind of in your mind, just use that to kind of propel you forward and overcome fear. But yeah, don't let fear stop you. Number 2, I put lack of decision making. This I can admit is notoriously one of my biggest issues. I don't think I handle stress well at all, and I definitely don't handle having to make big decisions well. And this is what I think, this is one of my biggest flaws, is I tend to really overthink in those situations. Like, am I making the right decision? Especially if there's a lot of options. I completely I have an analytical mind, so I'm like sitting there drawing out all the millions of different scenarios possible here. And I really think lack of decision making stopped my success, because I envy a lot of these entrepreneurs and business owners who have a gut feeling. They're like, what, I have enough to go on, I'm just gonna freaking go do it. And they try, and look, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's just the name of the game, right? But I'm so busy trying to analyze the crap out of it that I end up prolonging a decision that I could have made a while ago and saved time, or I've just wasted valuable, precious time and resources that I could have been focusing on something better, or something that was more beneficial to me, and it would have been the same outcome. So I think if you have trouble with decision making, don't do what I do, which is analyze the crap out of it. Use whatever information you have at hand and make the best decision you can. And the more you do this, and I've been kind of forced to do it, the more you do this, the more you become confident in the decisions you make, because you're able to analyze that information a little bit quicker, and you just kind of use whatever solid knowledge you have, and you get better using that solid knowledge you have about situations, and you're able to make quick decisions, or quicker decisions. It doesn't mean that you're going to go from being like me, which is analyzing crap out of things, the next day just kind of saying yes or no to everything, but use whatever information you have to make those decisions, and get better at making decisions you need to make quickly, instead of dwelling on it or spending way too much time on it, because you'll find that all that time you're wasting thinking about it, you could have been using it on something else that's a priority. Number 3, I put procrastination. This obviously had to be in there. Again, it's something that happens to me as well, and to this day. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't present these things like I'm some perfect human being that's not doing any of this stuff. I mean, I'm a human. I still have a lot of these negative things going on in my life that I'm trying to fight and overcome as well, just like I'm sure you are. So procrastination, we do it for a lot of different reasons. I feel like sometimes I procrastinate because I'm either overwhelmed, or I'm not sure I see the benefit, or I'm just like stuck in a negative mindset. We each have our own reasons on why, but it definitely stops your success. And I used to think that you should do things when you feel like it. And I think I lived that way throughout my entire college life, and up until a few years ago. But I now realize a lot of these books I've been reading about entrepreneurship and business and strong CEOs, you need to do things even when you don't feel like it. because you can was I forgot the exact quote, but you can will your way into being productive a lot easier than you can. I know I'm destroying the quote, but basically, if you force yourself to be productive, you'll be productive. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to wait until I feel like being productive and then I'll be productive, it's never going to happen. So, and it's the same thing for, like, for example, for working out, right? I mean, not all of us feel like working out every day, but those of us who are like, I need to work out, it's a part of my regimen and I've got to do this. You go work out anyway because, hey, it's Tuesday, it's 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. I got to go where it's my workout time. You go. And that kind of prevents you from procrastinating because you got to go. It's the thing you got to do. So don't procrastinate. And if you don't feel like doing something, whether it's business work, social media posting, or strategy planning, and I'm naming all this stuff because sometimes I don't feel like doing it. Surely, I just kind of will and force my way into doing it. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes the procrastination wins, but the main thing is you've got to continue to build up your willpower and try to defeat it. And lately, I think I've been kind of overwhelmed with the amount of the things that I'm trying to do. And at first, trying to do them was exciting, and then I got to a point where I had to like strategize on a bunch of stuff, and I just kind of got overwhelmed, and therefore I procrastinated because I wasn't sure where to start. But if you just sit down and you tell yourself, this is where I'm starting, and I'm knocking this out, and then I'll knock something else out, you'll be okay. So don't procrastinate, and kind of force your way and push your way and willpower your way into being productive, because then you'll develop that routine and that habit, and it'll come a lot quicker than waiting to, oh yeah, once I feel like being productive, then I'll start, which probably will never happen. So number 4 for me is your health. And when I say your health, I mean your mental state, I mean your physical body, could be spiritual state if you want, sleep, so everything, not just, how much can you bench press or squat. I've been through a few injuries myself, and as the corporate life takes over your body, things hurt more, things get tighter, and the negative stuff starts to amplify. And obviously, like I said, I've been through a shoulder injury and kind of a back I don't know, it's just a back injury, but I've had issues with my back as well. And whereas before I was working out and having the same job, never any issues, no problems, all of a sudden, bam, everything kind of hits me. And it definitely affects how you feel about things, if you want to work out, and your energy levels, your output, your sleep. I used to not pay attention to sleep at all, and it was just kind of an afterthought. If I can sleep, I sleep. I used to sleep late, wake up late, and not really care about how many hours of sleep I got. And I usually eat good. I think that since I got really into working out in college, for the most part, I eat pretty good. I sure have my ups and downs and my cheat meals, but I don't think there's ever been a point where I kind of just like, F it, I'm gonna eat whatever the hell I want for a long period of time. So I've been pretty good about that. But again, nutrition's still important because you can feel the difference eating a box of pizza versus eating like kale and broccoli smoothie. That actually sounds disgusting. A healthy smoothie, or eating vegetables and having salads and making sure you're taking care of your nutrition. So, I mean, including everything. And again, I saw firsthand what that felt like when I'm not sleeping, when my body's hurting, when I'm not eating right, how sluggish you are, how sluggish you feel, and you get sluggish output from it. You don't have the energy to have a full-time job and side hustle and work out and have a relationship. You don't have that kind of energy. So I really think this is kind of a hidden secret thing here that people don't talk about a lot. But your health definitely affects your success. I mean, if you look at some of these successful CEOs, they sleep on time, they wake up early, exercising, flexibility, all that's super important for them. They eat right. They have chefs that cook for them, like healthy meals and stuff. You don't see them you don't see Elon Musk like binge drinking and doing keg stands and staying up till 4 a.m. clubbing and all that, because he knows he got shit to do, and he's not trying to, he's trying to have his brain functioning at a top level. So take care of your health. If you're not taking care of it, or if you're lacking, try small changes in your workout, in your sleep, in nutrition, or meditation. Try incorporating small little changes in there, and you'll see that you'll have a lot more energy and a lot more output because you're taking care of your health. And if you know about the 7 habits of highly effective people, that's habit, I believe, number 7 is sharpen the saw, which is take care of your body, because if you're not taking care of your body, nothing else will work, and nothing else will work properly. So that's number 4. And the last one I want to talk about is daily organization. Again, something I don't see a lot of people talk about regarding success, but a few of the key people I follow do talk about this, and it's definitely helped me also. I used to just kind of, I guess the best way to say it is I used to just kind of wing it, like what needs to get done weekly, monthly, whatever. And as I got better, I started to look at, okay, maybe quarterly, what are the things I need to get done, either for personal or business. And that was still kind of tough because it's very conceptual. Like, how am I building up towards it? So then I started doing stuff for like the week. I started doing stuff for like the week. So I kind of had an idea of how I wanted the week to play out, but again, it wasn't specific. It was just, these are the things I need to solve. It wasn't until I got into, all right, what the hell am I doing tomorrow and the next day and the next day, that I saw a change. And look, it may be different for everyone. Maybe you're so organized that you can schedule your stuff monthly and you're okay. Although I find that very hard to believe, but maybe you're a weekly person. But for me, daily organization was the thing that changed the game, because there's no guessing anymore of like, oh, how am I going to tackle the day? What am I trying to solve tomorrow? And what am I going to do? It's kind of like the Kanban method, right? Which you're able to really truly focus on the thing that's highest priority and move it to the end state. So being really good with your daily organization, knowing when you're going to work out, when am I eating breakfast, when am I leaving for work, when am I starting work, what is lunch, or when is lunch, and what will I be doing during lunch? Like, for example, I work on my company during lunch. And what's the evening look like? What am I solving in the evening? What's the work I'm doing in the evening? So having a really good daily schedule, daily organization will help you a lot. And it helped me a lot, because it takes the guessing out of what you're going to be doing, and you're able to really put your priorities up front and center without any type of conceptual guessing. So if you're really good at monthly planning or weekly planning, try keeping a schedule. So at night, for example, I write down what I need to accomplish the next day, and maybe you need to be super meticulous with it. Maybe you need it by the hour, maybe by 30 minutes. I am trying to get to a point where I have like a very strict schedule to follow. Not there yet, but I kind of do it in time blocks. So I got like morning, afternoon, evening, so I know what's going on at what time. But I'd love to get to the point where it's actually by time, and I think I kind of need that because it holds me accountable, and it lets me not procrastinate and not fail at them, and it just keeps everything front and center. So I would say find what works for you in regards to daily organization. For me, it was a game changer, because there was no longer any guessing throughout the day, and I had something to hold myself accountable to when I look at my list and say, crap, I didn't accomplish this, or crap, this is next, and I need to get that done. So anyway, those are my top 5 things stopping your success. Again, almost all of them are for personal experience. Number 1 was fear. Number 2 was lack of decision making. Number 3 was procrastination. Number 4 was your health. And number 5 was daily organization. So if you're experiencing these, try to cut them out, folks. Try to diminish them. Try to remove them as obstacles in whatever way you can. and try to just boot them out so you can be more successful this year. And here's to my hope that you're able to remove these. So best of luck, be successful, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Don Mohsin out.